of that. So we're going to talk about the comp exam version 2.0, a patient-centered experience. So we take full arch photos with the camera gestures. That's we're going to work with you guys on that. We'll probably have to do it right here with this TV because we don't have TVs back there yet. We have some TVs, right?
They're small ones.
Can you plug an HDMI cable? If they have an HDMI cable, then we'll be able to do it. If not, we'll have to do it up here. So, do you guys have intraoral cameras, like single?
Oh, the computer monitors, you can plug it into the computer monitor.
So do you guys use the intraoral cameras?
Sometimes.
Not
Sometimes?
a lot.
Okay. Let me tell you what happens in dentistry, and this is why I don't like intraoral cameras. Somebody comes in with a toothache. I've got a big cavity in number 30. The dentist breaks out the intraoral camera, right? Assistant takes a PA. He walks in the room, says, oh yeah, let me show you this tooth, Bob. Grabs a camera, snaps a picture of number 30, puts it up on the screen this big. The dentist is thinking, sweet, I get to do my endo buildup and crown. That's my production for today, right? And so the dentist is like, oh good, we're all excited when we get emergency. We shouldn't be, right? We should feel bad for our patients, but as a dentist, you're always happy because that means you're gonna be busy. So it's a tough balance. But they come in and you see that, and you take that picture, you put it up on the TV, and you say, Bob, you need to do this, and here's your root canal, your buildup, and your crown, and Raquel, comes back, and here's the fee. And we do the root canal, the buildup, and the crown, and Bob leaves, and he goes home, and Bob's tooth's better. And Bob feels great. And then Bob doesn't come to see the dentist again until he gets another toothache. Mm-hmm. So all we've done is reinforce single tooth care, and we've just wasted the most important opportunity in dentistry. That happens all the time. Happens in my offices still. I wish it didn't. I'm trying to do better, okay? But we try and take a full arch set of photos so we can educate on all the teeth. When they're in for a limited, we want to show them what's going on and other teeth that may be of concern and how we prevent this from happening again. We want to drive them into our hygiene program. We want them to come back for a comp exam, right? We don't want to take that opportunity to only focus on single teeth. So intraoral cameras foster single tooth care. I think they're a crutch for a lot of dentists. They're not good. Does that make sense?
Because Bob was missing number 19.
Yeah.
We talked about it.
Yeah, exactly. So full arch photos, to get people to think comprehensively. Education wins. It's the psychology, the sale. Focus on the patient's goals, then assist them in meeting their goals. So that's another thing, doctors, that I always talk about with patients. I'll say, I ask them their goals. So I think it's good, you sit down with a patient, you build relationships of trust with them. Once you've built the relationship of trust, the way I segue into the dentistry is, Mrs. Jones, why don't you share with me your long-term goals with your teeth? That's how I get out of the personal conversation, right? I'm paying them compliments. Oh, I'm from Washington too. I was born up there in King County Hospital. Cool. Where are you from? Where's your family from? My dad was a dentist, graduated from UW. So I'm having that conversation, building some common ground there, right? And research shows that people that have common interests are more likely to do business with those that are like them. So it's called liking, and you're trying to build some common ground. And then I'm going to say, tell me a little bit about your long-term goals with your teeth. Right? Austin, why don't you share with me your long-term goals with your teeth? As your dentist, help me understand what you're thinking long-term about. And he'll tell me. He'll say, I want to keep my teeth. Some of them think that's a weird conversation. They'll be like, I want to keep my teeth. And be like, thank you, that's good. Now, as I talk to Austin and I tell him what he needs, I'm not selling him anything. I'm not projecting what I think he needs on him. He's opened the door and he's allowed me now to help him fulfill his goals. So the psychology of the environment is very different. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So now I'm helping him fulfill his goals. I'm not just telling him what he needs. Too often I'll see a dentist walk in there, sit down and just say, oh, you need this, 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 and this, and this. And the patient's like, well, I don't really want that, right? They feel like they've just been forced by the doctor and his agenda, her agenda. Does that make sense to you guys? So asking that question, what are your long-term goals with your teeth, now flips it to where now I'm just assisting him in fulfilling his goals. I'm not the bad guy anymore that's trying to sell dentistry. It prevents it from being framed that way in his mind. That's really important. That's good for you guys to think about. That's huge. It just creates they just are much more open to what you're saying to them. Because if not, the whole time they're thinking, he's just trying to sell me, he's just trying to sell me dentistry. You know what I mean? Where otherwise they think, oh, he's trying to help me fulfill my goals. I told him I want to keep him. So now they're expecting that conversation. Does that make sense?
It's a subtle shift, but it looks like it's really productive.
It is, yeah. So here's what's called a value offering ladder. So we're trying to create a better experience for the patient. So this is from another presentation. It's hard to know what to share with you guys on day one. There's so much material, right, to download all this too fast. I don't want to choke you guys to death. But commodities are extracted from nature and sold to the market, like a coffee bean grower, right? He sold the coffee beans for 2 cents a cup, right? And then Denny's or Folgers buys the products, right, and grinds them up into coffee, grinds it up for you, throws it on the shelf at the grocery store and sells it for 10 cents a cup, right? They mark it up 5 times because they grind it for you, put it in a nice little cute bag, put it at the grocery store. You don't have to go buy the beans from the coffee grower in the middle of nowhere and track them home and grind them all. And so you just go buy the bag from, even though it's 5 times the cost, you just go buy the bag. That's what we did in the 70s and 80s, right? Now, services are created and delivered to clients' patients like coffee served at Denny's. And Denny's marks it up 10 times and they sell you it for $1 because they're going to brew it for you. And you got to pay them to brew it, right? And so then you go buy it at Denny's for $1 a cup. And then Starbucks came along and they staged, they turned coffee into an experience where it's staged and revealed to guests, right? So you go in there, right? And now they write your little name on it. You can get like 1,000 different drinks. And they just make you feel awesome that you walk out, you got your little name on your cup and you're like, yay, I'm just so awesome I got a Starbucks cup. Today's gonna be such a good day, right? So you go buy
a big one here and there or something?
Dutch Brothers.
Okay. They didn't have that.
So you come out of there, my daughter that's special needs, right? My 17-year-old, she's special needs. And she just loves having a Dutch or Starbucks cup. She'll save it with her name on it and she'll just go fill it up with different things. And she just loves to go out in public with it, like, look at me, I'm awesome, I'm awesome. Right? She just wants everybody to see her with her Starbucks cup. But that's how we are. It makes you feel good getting that little cute cup with your name on it. Does it not? Mm-hmm. It does something to you emotionally. So their products make you feel something. It's not just coffee, it's the experience associated with the coffee. It's weird, but humans are wired that way for experience, right? And we're willing to pay for experience, and experience has been winning for quite some time. The last 10, 15 years, it's experience. Go through Dutch Brothers. How nice are they? I've talked to the manager up there at the New One in Gilbert, right, quite a few times. So to see what they did on their first day, and I'm just curious about all this stuff. And I've always talked to them. They're super well trained, right? But when they go through all their training, they say, you're acting. I don't care if you're not happy today, you're acting. You smile, you ask everybody about their day, or what are you going to do today? What's on the agenda? How are you doing, right? Are they super happy there all the time?
Like Chick-fil-A.
Do you think everybody's just really that happy there all the time? I don't think so, okay? They're probably just not all friggin' happy. I mean, what are they passing out ecstasy around that place or what? Right? I just don't think they're all that happy all the time. But the deal is they act because they know that customer service wins. The experience. You can be having the worst day ever and you go through Dutch Brothers and you're like, man, the world just isn't that bad. People are really nice, right? So you go buy their coffee because you want that compliment and it makes you feel good having your little Dutch Brothers cup, right?
Disney, they call them cast members.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. You're not employees, they're cast members because they're
I
acting.
say, my
Okay.
pleasure. A Chick-fil-A says
That's
my
right.
pleasure after everything.
That's right. So look, guys, when you guys are here, you're acting too. You're in the service industry. So you have to smile. You have to say, welcome to our practice. If you have a new patient come in, who's up front? Selena, you're up front. So Selena, you stand up and say, Mr. Jones, you must be our new patient. Welcome to the practice. Did you find us okay? You need to stand up and greet them. If you're on the phone, you can leave. If you're stuck on the phone, you have to be on the phone. Say, hi, hang on just a second. And whenever you get off, stand up, come out, meet him. You must be our new patient. Here's our new patient paperwork, right? Mm-hmm. Greet them nicely. Welcome them to your practice.
Look them in the eyes.
Okay? Shake their hand. Those
We
are things that are important.
I've done it for where you do that and then you give them a tour of the office. And then
Yes, correct. Now, if you guys have the time there, take them on a quick tour. If not, when hygiene brings them back, or dental assistants, you guys bring them back, just walk back and say, here's our restrooms are on the left here in case you need them. Here's our sterilization area, right? Here's our modern sterilization area, whatever. Give them a little tour. It's nice to do that.
Or soft.
relaxes them too, I guess.
And then transformations, guys, are the highest value offering, right? They're really the ultimate in patient experience. So cosmetic dentistry, right? Plastic surgery, implants, orthodontics, they change people's lives. You see people that their lives are changed, totally. Okay, so you guys are involved in an industry that's at the very tip of the value offering ladder. You guys have the opportunity to change people's lives in ways that you probably don't know. A lot of patients just cry. I mean, look at the Miss America thing that he did, right? You've got, I mean, you can change people's lives by what you do. So you're very fortunate to be there instead of being in a coffee bean grower's plantation picking coffee beans, right? You'd rather be here being engaged in that kind of a process. So let me show you guys here, if I can do this. Let me give you an example of this. So this patient came in shopping. So this patient had seen a couple other dentists in town and was shopping for price. She came in price focused, okay? She said, I want to know what you guys will charge me for this. And anyway, just listen to this conversation here.
Okay, a shovel over it. This one as well has a big filling in it. It's like a cavity down underneath here. So we're going to take that out, take out all the bad tooth pressure. We're going to put an epoxy on the inside. We do it together internally, and we put shell over this one as well. Okay. This one over here, you can see here how all this gray. You can see all the gray here. So this is all bad tooth structure. What we're going to do here is we're going to take all this out.
So let me just stop for just a second. She came in because she had a toothache up there on number 2 or 3, or sorry, the other side, 14 or 15. She had a toothache there on 14 or 15 and wanted it fixed, right? She'd been to another dentist in town. She came in on price. She said, he's got a bid of like $500-600 for crown. And I said, okay, fine. I ignored her conversation about money. She said, it's $500-600. I said, okay, fine. I said, I'm gonna grab some photos of your teeth. I'm just gonna show you what we see. Let's just talk about that. But I didn't let her guide that conversation. See, I controlled the conversation. Well, our fees are $800 a crown. I didn't tell her that, right? I didn't tell her I ignored it. Like a politician, you know, politicians are asked a question, they never answer the question. They just go on with their own agenda. I know it drives you crazy, right? But that's a tactic, because what's focal is real. Whatever you focus on becomes more salient. It becomes more prominent in our mind. So if you can guide conversations into areas and things you want to talk about, you'll accomplish what you want better. Okay? So I throw the photos up there, and the first thing she actively asked about is, oh, what about that tooth up there? What about number 3? She wasn't even here for that tooth. But she goes, oh, that's ugly. What's going on with that one? So first I told her about the ones that are hurting, about the cavity that's down. You couldn't see the cavity. You could see the big fillings, but you couldn't see the cavity. We had its interproximal, which is deep. And so I talked about that, but then I went over here because she said, hey, what about this? And I said, oh, well, yeah, this one's bad too. Fortunately for you, it's not as bad as the other one. It's on its way. You got a cavity here, but it doesn't need a root canal yet. It's not hurting yet. So yet's a key word. Yet's a good word to use because they understand that it's then coming. They're motivated today, right? They're more motivated today than they ever have been because they're in pain. And when you go into the car shop because something's busted and they say, this is busted, but you also have this, this, and this that needs to be fixed, you're like, you know what, just fix it. Just get it done so I don't have to hassle with this again, right? Mm-hmm. It's called satisficing. So it's a principle that the first solution that solves all your problems, you're more willing to buy that. So I'm giving them a solution that solves all their problems, and they're more willing just to finance it, put the money down, and just get it done so that their problems are solved.
So they can drive to work the next day.
Yeah, and not have to worry about it, right? We have too much crap going on in life, and we just don't want to worry about it. So I show her number 3 as well, show her 14 and 15, go back over and talk to her about number 3, and they stayed that day, and we did 2, 3, or we did 14, 15, and 3. We did 3 crowns on her and 1 root canal. Okay? 99% of dentists would have done 1 tooth. They would have just fixed 14. They would have done the root canal, the crown, and built up on 14. They would have used the intraoral camera. They would have taken that single photo. They would have treated that single tooth. But with the photos up there, they can see them, and she's the one that brought up number 3. I wasn't going to say anything about it. And she just said, oh, what about that? And I showed her, and then I told her what we needed to do. And we presented a treatment plan and said, would you like to we can do all that today? She said, oh, you can? Yeah, we can do it today. Just be patient with me and hang out and we'll get you fixed today. She's like, great. She didn't even ask about the money. She came in a shopper, right? She was shopping, but she left a buyer. Was it price that changed her mind?
Service.
Okay, it was presentation, but what is presentation here?
Education.
What is it? It's
Service.
it's communication with a purpose, which is sales. So was it wrong that I sold her this dentistry?